All right. Well, now I've got motor mounts finished and everything's all dry fit. So the previous video, just welded that up with some L angle and some square tubing. And I just picked up 3 points on that on those motors. One thing to keep in mind is that this is not meant to take the real weight of the motor. This is to prevent any shaking or tilting of the motor in this direction. And so, but even with that, this is fairly stout. I've got two, I don't know if you can see it there, 2 bolts that tie into the frame, and then these are the ears that I welded on last time for the last cross member. So that's the way I think about it. This is like a cross member, just like for a transmission in the back of a car. You're not taking the full weight of the motors, but that's being done by the forward mounts up there. Those tie directly into the gearbox ears and then into the original motor mounts. Took those off and then fabbed new ones. And then there's 2 1/2-inch, I believe, bolts. Need to swap those out for the right hardware. All this is just dry fit right now. I will take this all apart. I'm going to go through the motors, probably repaint them. Obviously, got to wire them up. Got to install brushes, clean the comms, do all that fun stuff. But I wanted to get this done and in, make sure it's going to work the way I want it. I also need, so I got the Lenco just dry fit in there. It's like, it has no hardware, it's just sitting there. I am going to reclock the mounting point, as John had pointed earlier, so that it's in the correct orientation for the fill plug and the drain. And then I'll have to rig up a shifter for the forward reverse, and I need to find a tail housing for that. Pretty sure that's a Lenco only part. I'll have to call them up and find out how much that's going to run. But at least this way I should be able to measure for drive shaft. So it's going to be a 2-piece drive shaft, one from here that'll run, and then it'll probably either this cross member or the next set of cross member. There'll be a support bearing here, and then from there it'll run the rest of the way back to the differential. This is the old drive shaft there. So I might actually be able to just modify this guy, pick up a carrier bearing right here, and then just a drive shaft from this point to that point. But long list of things to do. I've got some visible progress. I'm going to tear it all apart and make it look like I hadn't done anything, but it's getting there. Stay tuned.